Yeah, good morning. Um, Greg Dolan here in Glendale, California. It's about 5:30 a.m. So we just had Thanksgiving here, and I came to my mom's house. We had about 12 family and friends, and putting food away afterwards, I encountered a little food storage problem that I solved pretty well, and I thought I'd share. So when my mom has Thanksgiving supper, one of the things to eat is buns of bread or muffins, and she puts butter out on the table. What she basically does is take a little plate like this and put 2 sticks of butter on it, and people can slice off butter as they like. And at the end of the night, when I put food away, I end up with some of those plates, and each plate has 2 sticks of butter. And it's a bit of a food storage problem because I can put that plate, well, that butter has gone soft. It has to stay on the plate until it gets cold in the fridge. I can put that plate on a shelf in the fridge. Well, I should back up a little. When the dinner finishes, I do put those plates in the fridge and the butter gets firm again, but then it's still a storage problem because we've thrown away the papers from the butter, and you can't stack anything on top of those butters because they're open and they're sitting on a plate. And so each plate takes up a space on a shelf in the fridge, and you can't put anything on top of it, and it's not very tall. It's not a very efficient use of space. If I store a bottle, it takes up a space, but it's also tall, so it takes up space vertically as well as horizontally. But with this butter, nothing is stacked on top of it, so it's just air above it, and that space is lost. And I was saying to myself, how could I solve that and use that more efficiently? And I did come up with kind of a nifty solution, or I like it, and I'm going to show it to you. I don't have it. I'm going to have to go to the fridge and get it. I didn't want to keep it out any longer than I had to. And in this case, one of the butters in this case, I ended up with 3 butters to store, and the plate can only hold 2, but you'll see what I did. So hold on. I stacked the butters, so you can see that there's still 2 on the bottom, but there's 1 on top. Now, when my mother, there's also a butter dish in the fridge, which also has a stick of butter on it now. When that one's finished, whoever does it can go get that top stacked stick of butter that I just showed you and put it on the butter dish, and fairly quickly that butter will all get used up. Each time the stick on the dish gets used, then 1 more will come off that little plate I just showed you. Eventually we'll finish it, the plate will get washed, and we'll be back to the non-holiday state, which is that we just have a butter dish with 1 stick, and all the other butters are still in the box that came from the store wrapped in paper. So it was fun solving that problem. It took a bit of conversation and thinking, but once it came, it was gratifying. It may seem like a small thing, but I think it's kind of fun to solve small problems too, in a good way, to solve them well. And actually, depending on how many more holiday dinners there are, it will solve it for numerous times in the future. And thirdly, when you solve one problem, it makes you smarter when you encounter other similar problems. So I may encounter a problem in the future where I want to use space better. It may not be butter, it may be something else. And having solved this problem by stacking, it may work out that that problem will involve stacking too, stacking in a way that you might not think of right off the bat. So because I solved this butter problem, I'll solve that problem, which at this point is theoretical, more quickly. So that's the idea. If it helps, good. Maybe it'll help you with some other problem other than butter. It also goes to our physical world, how we organize the physical world. Maybe it will help you with some other organization problem or storage problem. So I hope you enjoyed, and any comments, just comment.